to shooting at these foolish rappers. Long as I'm the number one, I don't care who come after. When I came from Africa, they call me booty scratcher. Now they scream a nigga.
What's up, people? Welcome back to the BCMA podcast. That's the Black Clover Martial Arts podcast. It's your boy Lucky from Lucky's Muay Thai, and this is episode 67. In this episode, I guess we can recap that Jake Paul-Tommy Fury boxing match. We'll talk Jon Jones versus Cyril Gane and the rest of the UFC 285 card, because that card, it has some names on it. So we'll run through the names and, talk about how the young people say fire it is. Lastly, we can talk about sacrifice and what does that mean to an athlete or to anybody for that matter, because we hear it a lot, but I don't think people put actual understanding on what it means to sacrifice and what sacrifice is. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But first, if you like the show, tap the like, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend, pass it along, hit that notification bell so you can know when these drop, and also everything else on the channel that I might put out, usually consisting of techniques, etc. If you want to stop by the gym, hit us up at www.luckysmt.com. You can book a trial class right there on the website. Swing by, give it a try. If you like it, we'll sign you up, send you on your Muay Thai journey. You'll get in shape, you'll learn something, and it's a great environment. You'll have a lot of fun, believe that. If you want to try the BJJ program, you can hit up Roberto Carrero at Carrero Martial Arts on Instagram, and he is a fantastic instructor. I've been training on him for about a year now in jiu-jitsu, and I've had a fantastic time. I encourage you, when you come and try your Muay Thai, to also give BJJ a try. It's a fun time at the gym. Hit us up, www.luckysmt.com. All right, let's talk Jon Jones versus Cyril Gane, or Cyril Gane, as Jon Jones calls him. Anybody out there saying right now they know exactly what's going to happen in this fight is absolutely nuts. There is no way they could know. They could assume. They could, ponder about what might happen. But the truth of the matter is Jon Jones hadn't fought in 4 years. He's been rebuilding his team. He's been training, obviously putting on weight. But nobody knows how he's going to look when he gets back in the octagon at heavyweight. We can all assume he's still a skilled martial artist. That goes without a doubt. He's a fantastic athlete. That goes without a doubt. Is there ring rust after 4 years? Is ring rust even a thing? I don't know. The thing is, Jon's probably going to have a little bit of a speed advantage, but Cyril's definitely going to have a little bit of a power advantage. Jon's going to have a huge fight IQ advantage. Cyril's got some holes in his game that, Jon could probably take advantage of. I don't know what's going to happen. They are both super skilled strikers. I actually watch Cyril, and he does a lot of the same sort of things that Jon does in different ways. He throws that oblique kick, as they like to call it. He throws jumping things and spinning things, and he does this kind of stuff. Now, he definitely has holes when it comes to the wrestling. So I don't know. But what I do know is Jon sounds like that old Jon, when everybody thought he was a Mr. Goody Two-Shoes. He sounds like that again. Now, he could be completely rehabilitated. He could be a whole different person. All of that could be true, and I hope so. However, he's using words like purpose and destiny and sacrifice and saying things like, it's the small victories that lead to the big victories. In addition to all that, he added an evil laugh. That guy is the guy that beat people up and then went and wrecked cars with strippers in them and, did all those wild things that were on the news and caused him to lose the Nike contract and all that stuff, right? He sounds like that guy again. So, Cyril might be in for a long night. We don't know how much of a dog there is in there, but he wasn't afraid of Ngannou. He was in there banging. So, that being said, I think it's a toss-up, 50-50. I don't even have a pick. If I had to lean, I guess I would lean towards Jon, because he is proven that he knows exactly what he needs to do to win the fights, and he's done it under, crazy circumstances a lot of times. So you would have to lean that way just based on that. But I don't really know, man. Cyril's not like, he seems like a nice guy, but he's one of those nice guys that likes to punch you in the face while they're smiling. Take it for what it's worth. It's going to be a banger. But let's talk about the rest of the card really quick. We'll run through it. Shevchenko is fighting Alexa Grasso. This one could be a banger too. I mean, Shevchenko is just so quick. She's just super quick with her counters. She's constantly timing her opponents to throw the spinning back kick, or, to hit a takedown, or whatever it is she likes to do, a spinning back fist. I don't know. She does a bunch of great techniques, head kicks, all these different things. She is a great counter striker, and she knows when to be offensive. And I think that this one could be pretty fucking good. Jeff Neal versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. I mean, everybody says Shavkat, so I don't know. Jeff Neal's no joke. We'll see. Gamrot versus Jalen Turner. Bo Nichols fighting Jamie Pickett. Cody Garbrandt, Derek Brunson, and Amanda Ribas are all on this card. This is a banger of a card. And I don't know if it's because maybe the UFC was starting to, not slow down, but it was starting to sort of go in a little bit of a downward thing, a little bit of a slant. They were like, let's bring Conor back on tough, and let's put together the best cards that we can do, at least by name. They did it. People are definitely going to watch this one. So, yeah, I don't know who to pick on all these things. I mean, I have to go Shevchenko. I don't want to pick against Jeff Neal, so I won't. Gamrot, Bo Nickel, this is going to be, ugh. I hope you enjoy it. And, also, just go back to the Jon Jones thing really quick. When he talks like this, he usually beats somebody up, and then, within the next 24 hours to 7 days, there's some sort of controversy. So, keep an eye on that thing, because after that fight's over, who knows what could happen. Jake Paul and Tommy Fury, if you will, or if you must. What did we learn? First of all, listen, I'll give it up to them for the entertainment value. People seem to be genuinely entertained. I just think it's interesting to watch the people be entertained. Jake Paul does not put his punches together well, or at least he did not in this fight. I think he believes in his power more than his power actually is necessarily. So he throws power punches. He tries to counter with overhand rights, trying to counter with hooks. Big ones, not little ones. But he throws them generally one at a time. I saw him throw a feint jab, cross the body jab combo where it was supposed to be a hook. I don't know. I saw him throw combinations a couple times, but it didn't seem like a natural thing to do. And Tommy Fury's a big, strong dude, man. He's not like a little guy. And he's been boxing. So, I feel like it's always the skills that matter in the end, and the technique that matters in the end. Because you could have all those single punches you want, but if the person that you're trying to use them against is just basically more skilled than you are, you're going to have a hard time landing them, or landing them clean. And when that happens and you don't have the necessary skills surrounding those pieces that you like to use, you're in for a hard night. Tommy Fury is a novice boxer. He is clearly doing the things he needs to do, right? He's feinting, he's moving his feet, he's trying to throw in combination, and he had some toughness when he needed it. So when he got caught with some of those punches, he was able to eat them and then get rid of his horse a little bit if he needed to, and then be ready to rock and roll again. We can talk about that little jab that knocked him down, but I believe everybody knows that was lazy feet. Got caught slipping, and slipped on the canvas at a point where he was getting jabbed in the chest or whatever the hell happened. But he wasn't hurt at any point during that, so I think that's whatever. It's there's nothing there to really talk about. Jake, on the other hand, that's where that overhand right probably would have come in handy, right? If he would have used his jab more and like try to set things up a little better. I just don't feel like, I feel like he's been robbed of that by fighting over the hill or YouTuber, or a basketball player, whatever the case, whoever the hell he fought, other than Anderson, who fought him at 50 and was, boxing pretty handily with him at 50. So, he would have done himself a service to really fight some other guys. But maybe this is the wake-up call. I don't know. I don't feel like there's anything there. Like it's going to be a minute before he's even Tommy Fury, right? We have to understand that Tommy Fury's not that great, and he squeaked out the win, but he definitely won. But Jake wasn't there. He wasn't doing the right movements. He wasn't putting his hands together. He wasn't, feinting enough. And there's just things that you have to be able to do to move up to these high heights, right? And we'll talk about sacrifice and all that later. But to be honest, the weirdest shit about it is we have to really understand that this is just somebody's marketing genius, right? And financial support beyond belief, right? So this is this kid, they're like, he's fucking marketing his ass off. Let's get behind this. We can get a piece of this. And they did. And everybody goes away happy. People were entertained. Jake makes money, whatever corporate or, people gave him money. They all make a return. Everybody's freaking happy. We know now, though, why that Rahman Jr. fight didn't happen. This thing would have been over and probably a lot worse back then. I'm just saying. I'm not, I just know that Rahman Jr. is not Tommy Fury, and he would have tried to beat the brakes off of Jake. So he made his $30 million. He was entertaining. He has people supporting him. But that ain't boxing. Not like there's guys all over this country that nobody knows in Kronk gyms and all these other places that would wipe the floor with Jake Paul. And Tommy Fury, for that matter. And more than likely, they could do it on the same night. I'm just saying, we have to keep it where it's supposed to be. It's entertainment. Don't take it out of context and think this dude is like one of the best in the world or all this stuff. Listen, he talked about winning a championship. One of these organizations, WBO, IBF, IBA, I don't know, one of these, we're going to rank him in the top 15 in the country if he won this fight, allegedly. Who the hell's he going to fight in the top 15? Let me tell you what they were going to do. They were going to rank him top 15. They were going to find some championship belt that was vacant, and they were probably going to feed him some can of a guy for him to beat to win this championship belt, so he could legitimately say he became a world champion. Now, I don't know this for sure, but it certainly sounds like that's something that was in the works, because why the hell would you rank him top 50? Dude, there are guys all over here, all over the place, all over this country that box that are way more deserving of top 15. I'm certain of it, because I've seen these guys in gyms everywhere. I've seen them. They're out here smashing people and waiting for their chance to get a big name opponent, a longer fight, whatever the case may be. And they've literally been doing it for years. So I don't know how you rank a guy that's only fought two guys that you can say are boxers in Anderson Silva and now Tommy Fury, and rank him in the top 15. But what do I know? People just do whatever they want to do because people out there are thirsting for all kinds of media and stories. So they're like, let's make up as many stories as we can and let's make money off of it. We can do it together. Anyway, I hope you were entertained. But good Lord, I'm so glad he did not get ranked in the top 15 or win this fight and get there, because that to me would be a huge stain on the boxing community. I don't think that kind of, I think keep it where it is, let it be entertaining, whatever, but don't start allowing guys that are not going through the efforts that other guys are to get in positions like that. I mean, there are guys that go to the Olympics. There are guys that have been boxing with great records, 10-0, 12-0, 15-0, and some, like, there are guys out there that need that ranking for their life, for their livelihood, for their families, way more than a Jake Paul. So I think that should be considered as well. I hope he does do things like help boxing, get money to MMA fighters. All those things are fantastic. But please, let's keep it where it is. And he beats 4 or 5 guys like that, and they want to rank him. Dude, I'm all for it. But not for this. Anyway. Oof. That was a mouthful. Okay. All right. This brings us to sacrifice. And that was not to like ride on, Jake Paul's back about anything he has achieved or anything like that. He's definitely had to sacrifice things in order to get here, period. Like everybody does to some extent, one extent or another. He's been in the gym putting in some kind of work, obviously, or he wouldn't be out there boxing at all. So, what are you giving up to reach your achievable goals? I say this to people all the time. You hear athletes say when they win, I might have talked about this before, when athletes say at the end of their, huge fights, they win the belt, or they win something, they've been, a huge fight, money, whatever the case may be. They're like, I had to sacrifice so much. And people hear that and it sounds, man, that's incredible. They had to sacrifice so much. But I don't know if people really know what that means and what is the tangible actual sacrifice that people gave up, because a lot of times you don't get to hear those things. You hear them later. But, sacrifice can mean like a couple hours sleep, all the way up to spending time with friends and family. As you move up, you end up having to travel to train or travel to fight. You have to leave your family behind. You don't get to go to events. You're involved in events on the day of holidays or things like that. Your time is spent trying to achieve this goal. And, for fighters, it's to win at the highest level they could possibly win, whatever that may be. For football players, it's the Super Bowl. For basketball, it's the NBA championship. Like, in order to get there, you are for sure giving some things up. And all of those things that you give up add to giving up more of your mental health, because you're not able to hang out with your friends. You're not able to be with your family. You're not able to hold down regular hours at a job and get some sort of stability. Everything is put into this one thing that you believe is going to fulfill you. That may be a gold medal in the Olympics. It could be a world championship belt. It could be anything. Whatever that thing is, in order to achieve it, you are going to give up a lot. There is no way around it. Very few people are winning the lottery. And even then, that is not something that is fulfilling for most. It maybe allows you to buy some things that make you feel fulfilled, but it is not the most fulfilling. The thing about it is, while you're doing it, you lose all these people and all these friends, and it affects your mental health in a weird ass way, because everybody thinks that you're crazy for trying to achieve this thing that they would never, ever in a million years even try. And it makes you feel like you're crazy for even trying. And at those moments when you're at the lowest of lows, all you can do is hang on to the idea that you're going to get to the point of fulfillment, even if you lose everything along the way. And I think that's what people don't understand about the highest of heights, right? To reach the highest of heights, you have to sacrifice everything. At least be willing to, because there is no other way. You have to be willing to give it all up. I'm going to, sleep in the gym. You've heard this before. It is not for everybody, but sacrifice is everything, man. That's what makes it worth it in the end. Listen, you don't want to miss these events. You don't want to miss, moments in your life that you can never get back. But you can also almost never achieve these top goals if you don't give up something. Even parts of yourself along the way, right? I can only say that you're going to have to sacrifice greatly. But in the end, it will be worth it. And even if you never make that highest of heights, right? Championship belts are not easy to come by. You will at least given everything that you have, and you will be respected greatly for that. Do not listen to the detractors or the people that think you're crazy. And at moments, even when you think you're crazy, you just keep going. That is what sacrifice is. Most of these people will never get out, never try anything, never achieve anything beyond the average. You don't have to be that. Give up something and get something. I love y'all. If you like the show, keep the like, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend, hit that notification bell. If you want to stop by the gym, www.luckysmt.com. We would love to see you swing by, try a class, and hang out with us. Peace, I'm out. Enjoy your day.
I just wanna live my life and make a couple million. But the way a nigga feeling, I might take you through the ceiling, bitch. Powerful, I could talk my